Have you ever felt like heaven was silent? You pray, you cry, you wait. But the answer doesn't come. Silence feels like abandonment. I want to tell you today, you are not alone. And God has not forgotten you. His silence is not absence. Sometimes silence is God working behind the scenes. It's His way of strengthening your soul, cultivating patience in your heart, and building trust in your spirit. God is working in silence. Trust the process. Think about Joseph, sold by his brothers, imprisoned, betrayed, forgotten. How many times must he have thought God had abandoned him? But God was working behind the scenes, preparing Joseph for something much greater. As Joseph waited, heaven moved, and just like Joseph, you were being prepared too. Sometimes silence is the training ground for your purpose. It's in the quiet moments that faith grows the most. Subscribe and ring the bell for more reflections. Check out the description. I've shared powerful tools to strengthen your faith. Hang in there. You're not alone. God is closer than ever, even in silence. Have you ever felt like heaven was silent? Like no matter how many prayers you prayed, how many tears you cried, how many times you reached out to God, He just seemed so distant and far away. Maybe you cried out, "God, where are you? Where's the answer I've been seeking? Why hasn't this situation changed?" Sometimes silence feels like abandonment. I want to tell you today that you are not alone, and God has not forgotten you. His silence is not absence. No, my friend, sometimes silence is God working behind the scenes. It's His way of strengthening your soul, cultivating patience in your heart, and building trust in your spirit. When you think God is silent, it's often because He's speaking in a different language, the language of preparation. As you wait, your faith is being refined. Think about Joseph, sold by his own brothers, falsely imprisoned, betrayed by his own friend, forgotten by those who had celebrated him. How many times must he have looked up and asked, "My God, why have you abandoned me?" But God wasn't silent. He was working behind the scenes, even when Joseph didn't know it. God was preparing him for something much, much greater. As Joseph waited, heaven moved, and in time Joseph found himself not just in a place of freedom, but in a palace. He went from the dungeon of despair to the throne of power. And you, my friend, you are being prepared for something great too. Right now, while it may feel like you're waiting in vain, your season of waiting is a setup for your season of soaring. Remember, sometimes silence is the training ground for your purpose. Oh, I know it's hard to trust when all around you seems to be falling apart. When you're surrounded by problems with no apparent solution, when you're knee-deep in challenges, and the only thing you feel is fear, it's easy to wonder if God has turned a deaf ear to your prayers. But what if we looked at this silence from a different angle? What if we saw it not as abandonment, but as preparation? What if through this silence, God was strengthening our souls, making us more resilient, more compassionate, more wise? When life seems to be a never-ending cycle of problems, it's easy to lose hope. But here's the truth. Every problem is just a small detour on the path to your purpose. Every challenge is a stepping stone on the road to your victory. You are not stuck. You are set up for something beautiful. Right now, in the quiet of your waiting, your faith is being strengthened. In the stillness of your night, your spirit is being renewed. The trials you face today will only make your triumph tomorrow that much sweeter. So hold on to hope. Trust in God's perfect timing. Your day is coming, just around the corner. Subscribe and ring the bell for more reflections. Check out the description. I've shared powerful tools to strengthen your faith. And remember, you are not alone. God is closer than ever, even in the silence. Even in the silence.